June 3rd, 1998, 10:59 a.m. Ice Train 884 is hurtling through Lower Saxony at 125 miles per hour. Passengers are reading, drinking coffee, looking out at the sun-drenched fields. Then, it happens. A violent thwack. A steel rim, thin as a dinner plate, shears off the wheel. It doesn't just fall away. It punches through the floor of the passenger car like a bullet. The train is still moving. The track switches are seconds away. In the blink of an eye, the most advanced engineering marvel in Germany becomes a 400-ton projectile. This wasn't a bomb. It wasn't sabotage. It was a failure of the most basic kind. We trust modern infrastructure to be bulletproof, calculated, tested, and infallible. But the High-Speed derailment proves that the most devastating disasters often hinge on the smallest human oversights. Today, we are dissecting the physics of the ICE 884 catastrophe. We'll look at the technical flaw that everyone missed, the hubris of the maintenance schedule, and the terrifying truth that a simple, singular wheel rim brought an entire country to a standstill. How does a piece of metal weighing just 140 pounds dismantle a high-speed giant? Let's dive in. To understand the collapse, we have to look at the wheel itself. Before 1998, high-speed trains used monoblock steel wheels, solid, single-piece giants. They were loud and caused vibrations, so engineers introduced a tire design. Imagine a steel wheel with a rubber ring sandwiched between the inner core and the outer steel rim. It was designed for comfort. But there was a fatal assumption. Engineers calculated that the rubber would absorb vibrations. They forgot that steel, under constant high-frequency stress, begins to fatigue. As the train traveled, the rim would expand and contract. Because it wasn't a solid piece, it developed microscopic cracks, invisible to the naked eye. Maintenance crews checked the wheels with ultrasound, but they only checked for vertical cracks. They ignored the circular fatigue. The wheel was literally eating itself from the inside out. When that metal rim finally snapped, it didn't just break. It unwound like a spring. It sliced through the floor, embedded itself in the cabin, and acted as a wedge. When the train hit the switch at the station, that embedded metal forced the carriage wheels to derail. The train didn't just leave the tracks. It hit a concrete bridge pier at 125 miles per hour. The bridge collapsed on top of the cars. The recovery was a nightmare. Emergency crews were confronted with a scene of absolute ruin. The bridge had crushed the carriages, making access nearly impossible. 101 people died. It remains the worst rail disaster in the history of the Federal Republic of Germany. The investigation that followed changed everything. The tire design was scrapped immediately across the network. Ultrasound testing protocols were rewritten to mandate 360-degree fatigue checks. The core lesson was brutal. Never prioritize passenger comfort over basic metallurgical stability. It shattered the public's blind faith in German rail engineering. It proved that in high-speed transport, the human error wasn't just the maintenance crew. It was the engineers who assumed a design was safe simply because the computer models said it should be. Every safety regulation in the modern world is written in blood. We study these disasters not to dwell on the past, but to ensure the future remains moving. If you're fascinated by the intersection of engineering hubris and human survival, we analyze a new industrial mystery every week. Hit that subscribe button to join our community of investigators. The next time you step onto a high-speed train, remember the wheel rim that changed the world. Thanks for watching. See you in the next deep dive.